Hey, hello. This is going to be a generic introduction of the Cengage Now homework component for the War and Text. This is in a video that's going to be viewed by a couple different instructors that are new to this class, so it's going to be different for you depending on how much experience you already have with the product or the instructor website. So I'm just going to go from the basics. Thank you, Andy. I'm in your instructor resource center right now. If you've already been in here and you have the Warren book already loaded, you would find that either on your homepage here, or you could toggle here between products. This is a brand new account, so I'm going to actually search it. I'm going to say Warren 14th, and this is what you can do to add it to your account as well. I'm going to choose this one right here. So these are the digital components, but I want to add the book so I have the resources. So I'm going to say continue. Then I'm going to add the Cengage testing software. And again, you want to walk through these steps as well. And then you want to add the 2-term instant access code for Cengage Now. So those two here. And then you'll say add to resource center, and those will populate now to your home page. This will be where you'll come to find all the instructor resources like the PowerPoints, test generator, etc. So I have my book here now. Our Cengage Now portal's right here, and I'll show you that in a second. We have our instructor companion site, the student companion site. This is where, again, flashcards, PowerPoints, etc. There is the ebook link right here and the testing software. So if you want to administer a testing class or via Cognero, you would create the tests through our test banks here. But I'm going to go into Cengage Now and give you a tour of what this looks like. It is required for the course, so you want to make sure that you are setting up a course. We have a full customization department that will assist you in customizing your course based upon your syllabus and your instructions. But I want to at least get you familiar with how it all works. So this is what Cengage Now at the instructor view looks like. We have our tabs across the top. The home tab, which any announcements that are upcoming would be populated here. Courses tab, if we had more than one course, those would be populated here. Our users, students self-enroll, so those will, as they enroll into the course, those would come here, assignments, gradebook, and so I'm going to go to the courses tab because I need to actually create a course shell. So I'm going to say build a course manually. If you have a course that you've built and you want to copy it to other sections, you would say copy an existing course. But we're going to say build a course manually. Our book automatically populates. I'm going to give my course a name. If there's a number, course start and end date. Students get 2 weeks of free access from the beginning of the course. So they don't need to get an access code right away or decide how they're going to make a purchase. So I also love to come to the first class session. So if you'd like me to come and walk through students through the registration process and answer questions, I'm happy to do so. If you have a syllabus you want to upload, you can do so here. And then this is an important one here. This is the ability for students to email you directly through an assignment. So if they're having difficulty somewhere, there's a tab that says email instructor, and it gives you a screenshot of where they are. And you can answer questions via that way. Some instructors like this feature, others don't. If you don't like it, just click it off and it'll be gone. And I'm going to say create a course. Now, all I've done with this is I've just created the course shell. My student instructions are right here. This is integratable into Canvas if you want to. If you don't want to, then students would use these registration instructions to get into the course. They don't need instructions, or they don't need these if you are to integrate it. If you do want to integrate the course, that'll be a second additional trainings we can work out later. So here's my course. My course information is all right there. So now I'm going to create assignments within that course, and I click on my assignments tab. If I have multiple courses, because some instructors might teach taxation or whatnot, they all use this, I could toggle here. But I'm in my appropriate course, and I'm going to say create an assignment. So again, everything is, this is not a pre-populated course. You actually have to add the content into that course shell. So I'm going to choose homework because that's usually how this Cengage Now is utilized, especially if you've not used it before. We're just going to go with the homework assignments. And I might say chapter 1. I need to give it an available date, so students can't get into it until I've said that they can. I can give it an end date, but if I don't, it'll always be open. But I'm going to give it a due date, and I'm going to say done. So now I have my parameters right here. Then I'm going to add my content. I can pull from the homework bank or the test bank. So I'm going to say homework. Now, one thing, and I'm not going to touch on this now, but there is a startup center, which is really handy. And I, a lot of times, encourage instructors to make this as a separate assignment. talks about what is accounting, and there's a math review, and then how to use Cengage Now. So that's a nice kind of small credit thing that they can get into at the very beginning of class. So I'm going to go into my chapter now. There's several ways you can view the chapter content. So if I expand here, I'm able to click everything below it if I want to just take every single piece of chapter 1 and put it into the assignment right away. But there's a lot of content here, and most instructors won't want to use this. The way we do this is it's on like a Bloom's taxonomy kind of model where we work from motivation, application to mastery. So obviously these are more pre-lecture, end of chapter would be the application, and then the mastery. Another thing I'm not going to do in this video is kind of get into the really, let's say, more extravagant problems. We have in Excel Online here, and then some of the dynamic exercises. That would be for a second or third training if you want. But a lot of things you can actually go into and explore yourself. So I can open any of these here. It's going to give me the kind of question it is and the average time it takes. So this is a concept clip. It's going to be, again, just what it says. It's a concept clip would be like a video or an animation. And so they'll follow the animation and assign that. So I'm going to assign this. But before I get to that, there's several ways you can actually view the assignment. One of them is by clicking directly on the assignment. So you're going to see it as the students see it. You'll see the resources that they have to complete it. Here's that concept here, and then they click through these here. They do have the ability to check their work after the assignment. And sometimes they have the ability to try take an additional, or I'm sorry, an unlimited version of the assignment so that they would get an algorithmic problem the next time. That's something that I'll show you later in the settings, but they are able to, by default, check their work to see if what they've gotten correct or incorrect, and if there's feedback beyond that, we'll give it to them. So I can click into those individually, or I could say quick view right here. And it takes a little bit the first time you click the quick view, but you can actually expand here and the assignments will all populate here so I can easily see them and check them as I would like to. So again, 2 ways to then view the assignments. But if I want the quick view off, I just click that off. Tell me more, fill in the blank. That's going to be, again, motivation. So tell me more about the concept. So I'm going to click a couple of these because I'm going to add these to my assignment. End of chapter. Sometimes, again, these might be separate assignments. I'm just kind of lumping them all into one so you can kind of get an idea. I'm going to take a couple of these. Oops. Take a couple of these. The Excel Online is a live Excel environment that students can use. Dynamic exhibits are more of a mastery, so you see a little bit longer. And then the mastery problem is a very comprehensive problem, and that's in a 41-minute. So sometimes instructors, this might be an actual assignment in itself. But again, for purposes of this, I'm just showing you how to create the assignments. So I click what I want, and I can say done. So I've only chosen these things for my assignment. I can preview them again here. I can change the weight value, and I can delete them from this point as well. I can always go back in and add more content. So it'll pull me right back in. I can go to the homework or the test banks anytime I want to add more content until the students have started to engage in the exercise, and then I can't make the edits anymore. So those are my assignment questions. Here are my assignment options now. So I have assignment takes. I can give them unlimited chances depending on what type of assignment it is. Again, I kind of lumped everything into one assignment, but I know some instructors might do pre-lecture, post-lecture, end of chapter, etc. So I might say they get attempts. I maybe want a time limit on the attempts. I can put printing restrictions on that. I can actually add a password if I want to. There's different grading options as far as I can add a penalty. I can put a curve on there. I can decide that I want questions shuffled for every student. If I don't want them to regenerate algorithmically, I can say never. So all different kinds of options here. Check my work. Maybe I only want them to be able to check their work twice. If they have an unlimited attempts, that's more relevant. If it's 2, it's obviously going to correlate with that. Feedback after the assignment. Some instructors like the assignment to be closed before any students can review the feedback. And then there's a way to put prerequisites on the assignment too. So sometimes an instructor might do prerequisite to the end of chapter assignments might be the motivation exercises, and that would be a separate assignment. But you could do all different kinds of prerequisites. Once I've gone through all my assignment types or my assignment options here, that actually takes a little bit of time. I can actually save the set so that next time, if I'm giving a similar kind of assignment, I can just come through here, drop down, and I can go to the set that that will apply to. So if it's you can actually give midterms in through this or tests. So I would have a homework set, a test set, maybe a pre-lecture set, just depending on what type of homework assignment I've created. So I don't have to go through that every single time I do that. So once I put all those parameters in, I go to publish and my assignment is ready. It's going to give me that option to save my set again. I can preview the assignment as a student here, but I can also go to the student view right here and always preview as a student there. I can print my answer key from this tab here. If I go back to my assignments tab, I can also print from here, print the answer key, and I can always just go back right to the edit, and it allows me to go into the edit mode at any time, again, before students have begun to take the assignment. So that's essentially how this program works. It's very robust. There's a lot of content built within it. If there is an instructor that's working at Chafee that you know well or you feel comfortable, we have the ability to copy their class over. So if someone's already done the work and you have the same teaching style, we can help you copy the class over. So that would pre-populate right into your own class. Um, and once again, we don't expect you. Some instructors like to be hands-on in every single bit of their homework, but we do have the ability to customize and build the course for you. So if that's something you're interested in, let me know. So once again, the home tab, courses tab, you create the course first, then add assignments into it. This, like I mentioned, is just a very brief overview. Please let me know what training that you need after this. I'm on campus a lot. We can meet off campus. I can set up a Zoom call with one of our product specialists, etc. But again, just a quick dive into it so that if over the holidays, if you're anxious to get started, you can begin to explore. And once again, you can go to the student view at any time and actually go in and take the assignment just as a student would see it from that student view tab. So you could toggle back and forth. If it shows the assignments here, if there's no assignments, it's because the default is assignments I can take now. But if you go to all assignments, then you would be able to see all of the assignments. So you actually can't even take this yet because I haven't set it up to be available yet. So if you want to see those assignments, but you can also click into them through the instructor view and do it that way. So let me know if you have any questions, but this should get you started.